Hey guys, welcome back to Ace Recaps. Today, I'm going to explain a 2024 drama, fantasy and mystery movie titled A Song from the Dark. Heads up, spoilers ahead, you have been warned. At the beginning of the movie, a woman is seen screaming with a knife to her neck, appearing possessed. She remembers a night when her father took her far away, saying she was to be reborn, a purer birth to shed earthly desires. They were the seers of their tribe, chosen from birth to protect the living from spirits of the dead called an Oji, the dark. Their ancestors had encountered these spirits and learned the language of the dead, which became symbols passed down through books for generations. Some symbols meant peace, others meant death, but one was forbidden. Their ancestors made a pact with the spirits to never cross into each other's world. For years, no one dared to use it, except her father. He sacrificed much to protect many lives, knowing the dark would one day come for him. And on the night she was to be reborn, they came. In 1998, in Delta State, Nigeria, Ash remembers how every 2 weeks, her father Obia made her study the symbols except one. When she started to read that page, Obia stopped her and tore it out, explaining that although she shouldn't be afraid, they still had to be cautious. Apparently, caution meant violently ripping out the most interesting page like it was a cursed Craigslist. Just then, they heard a woman laugh, which scared them both, and Obia demanded the presence to show itself. The voice started humming a tune. When he went to investigate, no one was there. Frightened, he began reciting prayers. When Ash called to him, he turned and saw her eyes were completely white. She pointed in a direction, and he saw a dark figure with glowing red eyes. Ash returned to normal, and he told her to run into the prayer room before he confronted the figure. Ash narrates that her father used everything he knew because he was never ready to give the entity what it wanted. That night, he fought with all he had. He tried to attack the spirit, but it overpowered him easily. Another demon came for Ash, and at that moment, he realized that the sacrifice he made for his tribe might cost him the one he loved most. He offered himself instead of Ash. As the demon approached him, he blew something on Ash, making her fall asleep. Later, when she woke up, she found her father dead on the floor. That was the beginning, her eternal dance with the dark. 20 years later, we see Ash and her team trying to control a possessed girl. Ash overpowers her and blows a powder that makes the girl scream and writhe in pain as demonic shadows appear on the wall. Ash draws a symbol on her hand, places it on the girl's forehead, and commands the spirits to leave. After a struggle, she manages to drive them out. During the chaos, one teammate gets his ear bitten and demands double pay, meaning Ash won't get her share. Nothing says hazard pay like a demonic hickey to the ear. She reflects that the worst part of her relationship with Marv is that she needed him, and he knew it. Next, we see a wealthy man named Magnus, who donates a large sum to a school. The principal thanks him over the phone. Meanwhile, he receives a text from a girl named Sandra, saying she missed her period again and asking him to call her. He deletes the message and blocks her number. After hanging up, he notices a strange wound on his arm. Then he hears whispering in the back seat. When he looks around, there's no one there. He checks the rear-view mirror and sees a girl vomiting. But when he gets out, no one is there. He returns to the car and is shocked to find a possessed girl in the back seat. Not the customer satisfaction review Uber was hoping for. We then see a couple making out in their car when Magnus suddenly bangs on the window, begging for help. The couple panics. Misha tells her boyfriend to drive away, but he tries to calm her and says he'll check on Magnus. He steps out and asks what happened and where Magnus lives. Magnus replies, Milton Keynes. The man says, let's just get him in the car and we'll call an ambulance. Suddenly, the possessed girl appears before Magnus. He panics, attacking the air. In desperation, he cries out to the Dark Mother, asking why this is happening. Then, he stabs himself in the neck and dies in front of them. We then see Dare Williams watching old videos on his phone with a girl. His sister, Sammy, arrives. He asks about their mother. Sammy says their mom is fine and spending a lot of time with Russell. She invites Dare to dinner the next night. Dare asks when she last spoke to their mother or Timmy. Sammy wonders if that means he's not coming. Dare replies that he'll see her at the same time next week. She hugs him and begs him to come for her. Sammy, Timmy, and their mother Isioma are at dinner. Isioma announces that she and Russell are getting married after the elections. Timmy sarcastically says they have to pretend to be a happy family until then. Isioma warns her to watch her tone. Russell comes back from a call and says he closed a business deal, adding her prayers work. He notices the tension and asks if it's about the engagement. Just then, the doorbell rings. Sammy answers to find Essex police officers asking for Isioma. When she arrives, they inform her it's about her husband, Magnus. Months later, Ash gets a bank alert. Her account is overdrawn. There's a knock at the door. Detective Holly introduces herself, saying she's been speaking with Marv. Holly explains she told Marv she'll pay as soon as she can and asks Ash for help. Ash refuses. Suddenly, Holly is possessed and says, "She is theirs, and don't you dare." She snaps out of it, begging for help again, but Ash insists she can't and shuts the door. Meanwhile, Sammy and Timmy are terrified to find strange wounds on their arms. As they try to understand what's happening, we see the possessed girl outside their home. The next day, Marv visits Ash and insists she join a show. They're being paid 10 grand per episode, with 12 episodes planned. He gets a call and tells her someone needs to pay a deposit. As another call comes in, Ash has a vision. She asks, "Who's that?" Marv replies, "Just another deposit dodger, but she says she knows you." Ash asks her name. Marv says, "It's an African name. Last name's Williams." Ash asks if it's Isioma Williams. Marv confirms it, and Ash says Isioma is the reason she's in England. Ash meets Isioma, who shows her the wound and explains she saw Magnus's ghost in her house, forcing her to move in with her fiancé. Ash says she wants to help but needs her partner's approval, which won't be easy. Isioma insists she can pay, though not what her partner wants. She says she gave everything to bring Ash here and never asked for anything in return. Ash promises to see what she can do. That night, Ash sees a news report. The alleged killer, Holly, is dead, and her victims were found near Falmouth Mountain. The next day, Isioma says they can't keep wasting money on clinics. Russell asks if she thinks a witch doctor can fix this. He suggests it's a new, undiscovered virus. Skepticism, humanity's favorite coping mechanism before getting dragged screaming into the afterlife. Later, Isioma's children visit. She tells Dare their father is gone, and all she wants is her son back. She reminds them that the last time they were all together was at his funeral and that much has happened since. She asks them to forget what she said about Ash in the past, saying she was just being a mother. She asks them to keep an open mind. Ash may be their only hope. Marv and Ash visit Russell's house. Ash draws a symbol on her car, explaining the marks on their arms are from Nigerian deities, used to mark prey. "Congratulations! You've just unlocked the deluxe Haunted Like Hell package." Russell asks if someone is targeting Isioma's family. Ash clarifies that spirits need a reason to attack. Skeptical, Russell says Magnus might have killed himself from depression. Ash asks, did he torture himself for hours first? Outside, Marv angrily says they're losing money by the hour and storms off. Always about the cash with this guy. If the devil had a Venmo, Marv would negotiate. Ash reflects that she was ready to let him go, ready to draw a line, but she couldn't stop wondering if he was right, and she hated that feeling. The next morning, Isioma is jogging when her wound starts to ache. She stops, hears someone call her name, and sees Magnus. Terrified, she runs. The voice keeps calling and laughing. She sees a woman in the road who vanishes. That night, Ash performs a ritual and blows a powder that gets into Dare's eyes. He runs off to wash them. Isioma checks on him. He asks if she thinks some juju from that dead man's village is after them. She says yes, she's seen it. Dare calls her gullible. Dare sits outside when a girl approaches. He brings her to Russell, saying she was kidnapped and needs help. Russell sees no one. Dare is stunned to see her reappear behind Russell. He rushes in to tell the others, but Timmy says no one came in. Ash sees a shadow on the wall. Suddenly, Sammy's arm bleeds. Russell says they need a hospital. Ash insists the hospital won't help and suggests staying by the shrine. Russell protests, saying they're hallucinating. Isioma tells him it's not the time. He insists on the hospital, but Sammy says she feels better. Ash steps outside, sensing something. A woman appears behind her but vanishes when Ash turns. Ash hears her name and sees the woman upstairs. She follows. A door opens, there stands the woman. Ash draws a symbol and shows it. The woman vanishes. Meanwhile, Russell leaves to get a drink. Sammy also leaves. When Ash returns, she shows Isioma a book she's never shared with clients. She points to a woman named Anioji, the Sword of the Afflicted. Isioma asks if that's the spirit, and Ash confirms. Ash asks if Isioma is hiding something. Russell joins. Ash explains Anioji was a warrior queen, betrayed by loved ones, including her husband, a former slave. She's no ordinary spirit. Isioma says Magnus had enemies. Ash asks about her. Russell says Ash has overstayed her welcome and steps onto the ritual spot. He calls her a fraud. Classic horror move. Insult the demon lady while standing on her summoning Wi-Fi. Isioma questions whether he's considered Ash might be right. What if Magnus was killed? She asks if he wonders why she never told him about earlier events because it wouldn't make sense. Russell tries to kick Ash out. She insists she'll leave when she's done and doesn't need his money. Sammy enters with a knife and fruit. Ash asks if she's okay. Sammy drops the fruit and puts the knife to her throat. She begs them not to let her do it. In her defense, fruit salads can be very emotionally overwhelming. Ash says she needs to talk, but Sammy turns to her mother, asking if she's ready to see her bleed. Ash addresses Anayoji directly, asking why she's targeting this family. Anayoji sings a haunting song. Ash asks, "What did they do?" Anayoji tells Dare to leave. Ash shows her a symbol and recites spells. Anayoji grows violent. Dare and Russell hold Sammy down. Ash presses her hand to Sammy's head and chants. Sammy screams, but Ash continues until Anayoji is expelled. Ash says the song was a prayer to the spirit behind all this. Their wounds begin to bleed. Ash hears the whispers and the song again. She warns Russell to back away from Sammy. Before he reacts, Anayoji attacks, biting his neck. As Isioma checks on him, Sammy slits her own throat and collapses. Dare tries calling an ambulance but has no signal. Ash gives him her phone. He runs out. When Dare doesn't return, Timmy checks and screams. Isioma rushes out. In the chaos, Sammy and Russell die. Outside, Timmy finds that Dare has dumped everyone's phones in the water. When Isioma arrives, Dare says, "They took him." He tries to attack her with a corkscrew. Ash intervenes but is knocked down. Dare stabs Isioma in the leg and drags her. He stabs her again. Timmy tries to stop him, but he grabs her by the neck and slams her head on the floor. He begins strangling Isioma with a belt. Just as he's about to kill her, Timmy hits him with a golf club, killing him. Timmy later tells Ash that 5 years ago, her parents brought a girl from Nigeria, Anna, as a house help. They took her passport and phone. She worked non-stop and was treated badly. She always sang that haunting song. Magnus had a dark side, and their mother knew everything, except Dare and Anna cared for each other. One day, they discovered Anna was pregnant. Timmy isn't sure if her father was angrier that Anna slept with his son or chose to keep the baby. Despite beatings, Anna sang until she died. They buried her body in the memory that night. Ash asks how many were left after she left. Isioma says 5, including Anna. Isioma begs for help to save Timmy. Ash says the song is a prayer called Ebu Oji, a song from the dark. She reveals that after losing her father, Isioma's father took her in when the village abandoned her. When they threatened him for protecting her, Isioma brought her to England. Ash agrees to help. This is her debt repaid. Ash accidentally breaks the protective arc. Isioma hears her name being called. Ash senses Anayoji and tells Timmy they must move Isioma. As they try, Anayoji possesses Isioma, who grabs a knife and repeatedly stabs herself until she dies. Timmy cries over her mother, and now she, too, sees Anayoji. Ash tells Timmy to get in the car and not to run, or Anayoji will find her. Ash confronts Anayoji and chants spells. Anayoji advances. Ash cuts her hand to draw a symbol and tells her she's done enough. Anayoji asks why she hurts herself. Ash tells her to leave Timmy alone. She's not her father. Anayoji says, "Where the head goes, the body follows. Along with that, give it life." She vanishes. Timmy sits in Ash's car. Anayoji appears and tries to get in. Ash arrives with a plan. Anayoji throws her aside and tries to enter, but the symbol blocks her. Enraged, she tells Ash she's been warned and tries to compel Ash to slit her own throat. Ash resists, chanting and recalling the forbidden symbol. As she says the word tied to it, Anayoji weakens and loses control. Just your typical Tuesday, arguing with a vengeful ghost in your jugular. Ash finds herself in the spirit world and sees her father. As she reaches for him, bloody hands drag her away. She wakes up in a forest, where she sees him again. He says, "I told you not to come here." Ash then wakes up back in the real world, shaken by the experience. She rushes to the car and urgently tells Timmy to drive, causing Anayoji to become furious. As they drive away, Timmy suddenly slams on the brakes when Anayoji appears in the middle of the road. Now covered in blood, Anayoji screams at them. Ash insists that Timmy drive, and despite her fear, Timmy accelerates, forcing them to flee from the relentless spirit. The next morning, Ash and Timmy arrive at the forest, hoping that finding Anna's grave might provide a way out of their torment. They dig into the ground and uncover Anna's remains. Ash prepares for a ritual and begs Anna's spirit to listen. She explains that the monster who took her life and the life of her unborn child is gone. Dare, the one Anna loved, is also dead. This isn't the peace she longed for. Ash pleads with her to consider her father, who deserves to know the truth and where she's buried. Letting Timmy live will help achieve that. She begs Anna to find peace now that vengeance has been fulfilled. Suddenly, Timmy strikes Ash from behind, knocking her out. When Ash regains consciousness, she finds Timmy under Anioji's control. Timmy lunges at her with deadly intent. Ash defends herself, knocking Timmy down with a stone. Timmy rises again, and Ash tries to flee. Anioji commands Timmy to kill Ash and promises that only then can she finally die. Timmy grabs a knife and chases Ash into the forest. Ash hides behind a tree, breathless and desperate. As she wanders deeper through the woods, she encounters Anioji again, with Timmy flanking her from the opposite side. Timmy attacks with full force. A brutal struggle follows, and Ash tries everything to subdue her without hurting her. Just when it seems Ash won't be able to hold on, a soft voice breaks through the chaos. Anna's spirit appears before Timmy, gently stopping her. Anna tells her it's over, they've done enough. Anioji protests, saying her work isn't finished. But Anna insists she's gone too far. Furious, Anioji screams, venting her rage and betrayal. She cries out about everything she did for Anna. Anioji, the patron saint of holding grudges like it's a full-time job. Suddenly, Anioji's body ignites. Screaming, she bursts into a dramatic explosion of light and energy and vanishes. Anna turns to Ash, saying Dare was never meant to die. She urges Ash to tell her father the truth about what happened. Then, she thanks her. Timmy, filled with remorse, apologizes. Anna silently vanishes. As they drive back to the city, Ash tells Timmy that the police station is just 10 minutes away. She reassures her that this is the right thing to do. None of this was her fault, it was her father's. Months later, Ash comes to understand that her abilities are a gift, not a curse. Like her father before her, she embraces them with pride and gratitude. The debts of her past are paid, and a new future lies ahead. She's ready now to share her voice, to let go of the old and build something new. Without Marv. Without fear. Most importantly, she's ready to be human. As she works with a client, she gazes out the window. Across the street, a young boy stands still, his eyes empty. The boy is possessed. The movie ends, and that concludes the horrors of family secrets and curses. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.